So I'm on a path of allowing, which has been very recent, and I see visions of where I'm going so powerfully. But I have moments, and other people are looking at me with ideas of who I am that I'm just starting to fit into. And, oh boy, how do I phrase this? I would love a rampage of just help with owning who I am becoming and who I can be.
Because?
Well, I hit the ground running.
But what we're asking, so others are expecting more of you than you're expecting of yourself?
No, I'm seeing in others, I guess, a reflection of where I feel I'm going. And I just want the power to own it fully. And just things are opening up for me. My life has changed immensely from where I started.
But let us talk about something here. And you'll discover a little bit of what's off for you in this. Because we can feel you reaching for something that you're not quite able to find. And that's why you're wanting us to rampage on it. Because as we rampage, then you can focus on what we're saying, and then it'll help you get up to speed with it. Because you can then
I want to cheat.
Because you can then just use your physical senses to observe what we're producing for you in order to for it to get up to speed. And we understand that. We're not going to do it, but we understand why you would want it. We'll do it. But we want to say something about that first, and because everything that we're talking about here is pointed toward your point of attraction. It's pointed toward where you are right now. And yet you're speaking future tense. And we want to get that future tense squared away in your mind so that you understand something. Because you've been exploring and you've been asking and you've put into your vortex. And let's call the vortex, just in the framework of what you are positioning here, the future tense. In other words, it's the vibrational reality that, as far as you're concerned, in terms of manifestation, hasn't quite manifested. So it feels future tense. But we want you to understand, and stay with us just a little bit. This is going to be a meaningful breakthrough for many of you. Is that, so you accept that what you want is in the vortex, and yeah, Abraham, we'll take your word for it that it's there even though we can't see it. But we want you to accept that this grid that we're talking about is present tense. It's present tense. I can do something about my grid here and now. Not only can I do something about my grid, my point of attraction here and now, that's where all of my power is. So we've been spending some time convincing you that you're exploring and you're asking for future experiences, that you have the power to make present experiences, but you have to find a way of accessing the vibrational state of being in order to allow what you've produced into your vortex to flow into your experience now. So we're not talking about future tense. We're talking about right here, right now. What can I do right here, right now to be more allowing of who I am, more allowing of what I've already asked for? So we say you start in very general sense. I accept that I came with really good reason into this physical body. And I accept that I am much more than I know, than I can ever really know, because there's a part of me that is non-physically focused that I just don't have any way of describing in physical terms. I want to sense and feel and know that part of me. Most of all, I want to know my own personal power. I want to feel the friendship and the harmony and the attention of the non-physical part of me. But the only way that I can really feel it is in the way that things manifest. So I want to be a fully present person here in my physical now, and I want to use the power of my mind. The word focus is the most essential part of this conversation. I want to use the power of my mind to focus myself into alignment with all that I have become. And to focus myself into alignment with all that I've become means to focus myself energetically. It means to focus myself mentally. But what it really means is to focus myself emotionally. So I'm not reaching for thoughts. I don't want to project future experiences. I'm not making lists of things that I want to have or be or do one day. I'm making lists of things that I want to feel right here and now, and often, things that I want to feel often in my experience. Things like fun, and things like clarity, and things like joy, things like friendship, things like flexibility, things like just knowing that all is well. A feeling of well-being is something that I really like to experience. I want to feel full and fun. I want to feel fast. I like to feel the feeling of momentum and speed. I want to feel exhilaration. I want to feel passion. I enjoy feeling all of these things. Now, as we're saying these words, nothing's really moving, not just with you, but with anyone, because the words are just words. They're words that are meaningful words. In other words, the word fun means something to you, but just saying the word fun has not really produced any emotion of fun. So let's pick another word that may be easier to produce some emotion. I like to be interested in things. Does that ring your bells in any way? Not so much. Fun. I like to have fun. Give us some word that feels meaningful to you.
I love to feel the magic of just experience the subtleties and the power that I can manifest.
All right, magic is a good word. I like to feel the magic. What's another word that describes that? I like to feel the magic. I like to feel the power.
Yes,
I like to feel the power of the magic.
I'd like to own the power.
I like to feel the universe yielding to me. Yeah. I like to find that sweet spot. I like to find that place where I can just feel things queued up for me. I like to feel that clicking into place. I like to know that I'm right there. I like to feel the power of my focus. I like to know that I have the ability to project my mind. I like being on a ship. I like to feel the rhythm of the ship. I like feeling that the ship knows what it's doing. I like to feel the well-being of the ship. I like knowing that this captain cares about his passengers and is looking at his experience in a very precise way, that he's taking care of those of us who are on board, that we matter to him, and that in the same way that we are moving with the rhythm of this ship, that there is a rhythm in the universe that I'm moving with too, and that there are those that are looking after me, that are looking on for me, that are aware of me, that have my best interest in mind, that I have hooked up with, that I'm co-creating with, and that well-being is the order of the life for me. I like knowing that whatever I am willing to allow, that the universe will yield to me, and that it's just up to me to goose up my ability to allow it. I'm really feeling good about myself these days. I'm proud of what I figured out. I'm proud that I managed to get on board this ship and have this experience with all of these people. And I'm looking forward to the further clarity that comes from it. But most of all, I just want to sort of sit and revel or resonate in the energy of well-being and feel good about what I've accomplished and where I am. Sitting in a room with hundreds of people and managed to raise my hand. The poor girl got thrown off the stage to make room for me just now. I'm doing all right here. The clarity of my wanting is strong. My allowing is a little bit weak because I'm not really trusting myself as much as I can, but I'm coming to trust myself more and more all the time. I'm beginning to accept that things are working out for me, that that's the way that it is supposed to be. And I'm not in a big hurry to goose the evidence of that up. I'm just ready to rest in that knowing that things are working out for me. And I like paying attention. I'm going to watch for the subtleties. I like the word subtle. The word subtle that I use often and the word magic that I use often don't go together very well because magic feels bigger. But I'm going to start looking for the subtle magic. I'm going to watch for the subtle evidence of things working out for me. And I'm going to notice it, take note of it, stop and at least comment on it when I see things that are coming to me in an obvious way. I have a sense that the more I notice, the more I'll resonate with it. The more I resonate with it, the more will come. The more that comes, the more I'll notice. The more I notice, the more I'll resonate. The more that resonates, the more will come. The more that comes, the more I'll notice, the more I'll resonate. So I can feel that I'm off on a really good track here. All is really well with me. And this is enough of an exercise for me in any moment in time. I really don't have to make a big deal about this. This is much easier than I've ever thought it was. Tending to my point of attraction is really just about talking myself, soothing myself into a place of positive expectation of things coming to me, and then watching for the evidence that comes thereafter. Now, this has been a good conversation. We've enjoyed it a lot. As we visited with you, we felt where our words were in the beginning and what you were receiving. We were projecting energy to you in a stronger way than we were projecting words. But every word we offered was in concert with the energy that we were projecting. And we sensed you as we were offering it, and we felt an opening, a sort of softening of resistance within you. We can see it in your eyes. We can feel it in every part of your being. So you've accomplished through this conversation, sort of like hypnosis, hypnosis. A lot of others are falling out of their seats out there at the same time. So what's happening here is now you're in a place, a softer place of allowing. You're in that place of allowing the universe to demonstrate for you in more rendezvous and in more obvious ways. Great. And that's what you're reaching for. And really, we don't want to burst any bubbles, but that's all there is to this. That's all there is to preparing your grid. It's just about being willing to take the time to talk yourself into that softer place of just feeling general and gentle and loving. So now we're going to ask for you just some words of what you're feeling, emotional words. Tell us what is the strongest word that you're feeling. What is the strongest emotion? Put it in, try to use one word if you can.
Well, I just feel...
Try to use one word
love.
if you can. Love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gratitude. Sorry, that's two.
Well, that's all right. One at a time is what we meant, but gratitude is your response to the love. But just go back to the feeling of love and just accept the feeling of love, because you don't have to be grateful for the feeling of love. It's the most natural thing in the world. And attention to it, noticing it, is all of the appreciation that ever needs to be offered. You don't have to use a word like grateful. You just have to notice the feeling of the word love. What else? What other emotion do you feel right now? Don't reach too hard for it.
Just allowing and peaceful.
Satisfied, peaceful.
Yeah.
Love, knowing,
yeah.
Well-being. There's another. Feel for it.
There's another one.
Feel for it.
I'm just envisioning my children.
Don't envision. Don't envision anything. Envision it as a future.
Acceptance.
So now go back to the word love. Go back to the word love.
So self-love.
Because that takes care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, that word love, you cannot possibly be missing the love that we are projecting to you. You can't be missing it. So just accept it and enjoy it and acknowledge it and understand that it's always there. But we're not often in proximity where we can talk you into it. We just held your undivided attention long enough that we got your attention, you see. And that was the sort of rampage that we were looking for. But you have to talk yourself into this on a regular basis. We would encourage you that you do it every morning at the beginning of the day. But stop. Take the time to talk yourself into the vibration of this. Your inner being and those like us adore you. We are there and projecting to you all the time. It is ridiculous that you don't feel it more of the time. It is really something that is being offered to you all of the time. But it's something that you have to tune into. We can't offer it enough. In other words, what happened here? It wasn't our brilliance. We weren't even that brilliant. We were just saying love, 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 love. It was your attention to it and your willingness. In other words, we just stayed in a general setting long enough. We didn't get off on any tangents. We just stayed there long enough projecting what we know to be and how we feel about you until you caught a little whiff of it, you see. But this self-love is what you're reaching for. And if you don't take the time to find it, if you don't take the time to find self-love, then you can't possibly find the state of allowing, because your point of attraction, that's the basis of your point of attraction. So if you're self-critical, or if you're looking into the future for something that hasn't manifested, which means you're feeling the absence of it right now, it doesn't matter how many goal sheets you write out, it doesn't matter how many people you talk to, and it doesn't matter how many people or non-physical entities that you talk into giving you rampages of appreciation. If you don't find a way to find that feeling of love, then you don't have the starting point and nothing can flow into your grid. But now, plenty can flow into your grid. So as it flows into your grid, make the association of what you, not we, what you accomplished here by your willingness to present yourself in this way. Ask the most important question of the day, and then allow us to rampage vibrationally our love for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.